the biggest portion of any Ironman 70.3 race or Ironman as full distance. The bike. I'm going to be looking to be spending at least 50% of my time on the bike in Mallorca and for Hamburg next year. So it is absolutely critical that I spend the time doing really, really good high quality work on the bike. So I'm currently doing 3 rides at the moment per week. So I've got an easy ride, a threshold session, and I've got a long ride with some intensity built into that. Throwing it back to Bolton at the start of the year, I spent quite a large part of winter training indoor on a watt bike. And I can't tell you the difference between training on a bike in the gym compared to being out on my own bike and having an indoor smart trainer. Since I've got the smart trainer and since I've been out on the road more and more, my fitness has increased significantly, and so has my volume. The weather is obviously now starting to turn a bit, so I'm spending a little bit more time indoors, but that's been absolutely massive for me. One lesson that I took from Bolton 70.3 in June was I needed more bike fitness and bike volume, because if you burn too many matches on the bike, you are gonna pay the price when it comes to the half marathon in an Ironman 70.3 or the marathon, inevitably when it comes to Ironman next year. So I'm well aware of that. In terms of stats and where we are at the moment, I am currently racking up roughly about 200 kilometers a week on the bike. In terms of time spent on the bike itself, a week I'm doing about 6.5 hours. Like I said, that's gonna be relative to the amount of time that I'm spending on the bike in these races. As it's 50% of the race, I need to be putting more bike volume, more time towards the bike, if that makes sense. Coach is programming this week by week at the moment. Normally I'll train for 3-4 weeks, build up the volume, and then I'll have a recovery week. When I first signed up to Bolton 70.3 Ironman, I didn't have a bike whatsoever, and I've never been on a road bike in my adult life. The last time I'd been on a bike, I couldn't tell you. It'd just be a standard gym bike. Put it this way, we've learned a lot over time, and there's been a couple of moments where I haven't quite gone to plan. And guys, what I would recommend for anyone who's looking to get into this kind of thing, to see if you actually like it or not, I wouldn't be going out there and buying a brand new bike straight away. I would look at Facebook Marketplace, look at eBay, or even if you are borrowing a bike for someone, just to see if you actually like the sport first. I managed to source a bike off of Facebook Marketplace, which wasn't too badly priced. The guy had really looked after the bike. Super keen cyclist. The bike I was actually going for, he actually talked me out of it, and he said that, you know, that was really his best sort of spec bike, and I wouldn't actually feel too much of a difference compared to that and some of the other carbon bikes he had. So he actually sort of talked me away from that, which, you know what, fair play to him. But the bike, you know, did me a solid. It got me through Bolton, but I knew that the bike in some ways just didn't quite fit me. You know, I was getting a little bit of backache after longer rides. So I thought, you know what, well, I'm in this now, and I know what the goal is for next year. I want to be an Ironman. I want to work towards the full distance. So I've invested, you know, went over to Halifax, over to Giant over there, managed to get myself a Giant Propel. And that bike, I've absolutely loved it. I've loved going out on the long rides, and I use it so much. I use it on the smart trainer at home. I use it obviously when I'm out and about. But let me tell you something. This is another reason why probably best not getting, unless you're experienced with bikes. I came off that first bike a couple of times. On my first ride out, it was Craig. He was actually teaching me on one of the side streets how to clip in and clip out. I didn't have a clue about cleats, cycling shoes, or anything like that. Came off a couple of times. Nothing, you know, crazy, but was out on our first long ride over in Wakefield, and was on a country road, and there's a car behind me. So I thought, you know what, I'll be a little bit courteous, learned a lesson here. sort of took myself in, 2 massive potholes with spray paint around them, and I was straight off the bike. So yeah, felt that quite a bit. But you know what? I'm glad that happened, because that taught me a valuable lesson that I've now taken forward with me. And especially when you're riding in the UK, you've got to be so careful about road surfaces, because you know what? Some of the road surfaces aren't very good. When you're training indoors, you don't really need to worry about that, but when you are riding out and about, that is something you got to watch out for. Luckily, in a lot of the races that you do, you know, the roads are pretty good. And I know that obviously with Mallorca coming up, I've heard that the conditions out there are absolutely brilliant. So I've definitely learned a lot in terms of the technical side, actually how to put, as silly as this sounds, put a bike on a trainer, take it off. I didn't know how to do any of that. Didn't know how to sort my chain out, my wheels. So don't put that off. You know, if you're looking to get into triathlon, you know, I've been where you've been, and so have loads of other people. We're building nicely. We're now 3 weeks out. Body is feeling good. The biggest difference between where I was at the start of the year compared to now is I know exactly where I need to be. I know where I need to be in terms of power, in terms of speed, and energy preservation. Going into Bolton, I had a rough idea of those things, but I didn't really know until during the race how I was going to feel. So in the race, it was quite a hilly course, and I burnt probably a few too many matchsticks quite early on. And then when it came into the run, my legs were, you know, they were sort of deeply fatigued. And that was just a little bit of experience. I wasn't out on my bike a lot. I spent a lot of time sort of training indoors. On the watt bike before I got the smart trainer. Whereas now, with having more experience under my belt, I know how to pace myself. I understand the elevation of courses and how to sort of structure myself there. So that's what I'd say the biggest difference is just experience. And don't get me wrong, I'm still a complete beginner with all of this stuff as well, but I feel like going into Mallorca, I'm better prepared. I know exactly what to expect. I know how to tackle the hills, the descents, the gear changes. As simple as that sounds to begin with, I didn't have a clue about gears, which cog I needed to be in or any of that. Whereas now, I can make sure that I'm as efficient as possible, and I can race Mallorca and give it absolutely everything and do my best. So yeah, 3 weeks, let's get it.